Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue to discuss from the 16th chapter, which is divine and demoniac nature. So Krishna is giving the details of those who are demoniac, and in Kali Yuga, most of the people in this human form of life, they are propelled by demoniac qualities. So amongst the demoniac qualities which Krishna spoke in the 10th verse is very important. That was the last verse that we discussed. That what is their conclusion, or what is their perception about this world? And the 10th verse spoke, Krishna said that Kamam Ashritya Dushpuram. Their ashraya, their shelter is Kama. So their mind is filled with material desires, desires to enjoy this world, enjoy to gratify their senses. There is no limit. And they are mohat, vrita vasad grahan. They are always in illusion. Very important. To the extent we have material desires to enjoy this world, to that extent we will be in deep illusion. Illusion comes because as we think, what is the greatest illusion? That we are this body. And through this body, we can enjoy the world. And as the conditioned soul comes in this body, he has material desires and aspirations. So because of this material desires and aspiration to enjoy this world, he is always in illusion. Moha gritva sat grahana. And they are always asuchi vrata. They are unclean. How many of you have taken bath in the evening today? Okay. 2 hands are up. Others all move. Very important. One of the easiest way of remaining clean is to take bath. Kana, you don't take bath in the evening?
No, Prabhuji.
Lazy and crazy. Lazy means tamogun and crazy means rajogun. So to get free from both tamas and rajas, very easy and simple ways to take bath. In many purports, Prabhupada says that we should take bath 3 times. Of course, for a sannyasi, he has to take bath 3 times. In the morning before the sunrise, in the afternoon, during the noon, and in the evening before the sunset. Those who will accept it, their illusion will be less. Those who do not accept, every day they will increase their illusion. So their conclusion is this world is for kama hetukam, is to fulfill the desires of their heart. And most prominent desire is sex enjoyment. They become more and more attracted to two things: sex enjoyment and accumulation of material wealth. So amongst the four aspects of human life, which is dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. So they accept two only. They do not follow the principles of dharma, but they want artha. So by all foul means, unfair means, cheating, they make accumulation of wealth, as Prabhupada is here, accumulation of material wealth, and they utilize that wealth for fulfilling their sex desire, which is kama. They do not have any aspiration for moksha. And what is the result of having intense desire to enjoy kama and for accumulation of money, that is artha? If people are too much obsessed by these two aspects, so what is the result? That is in the next two verses. Too much of material desires means chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashrita kamopbhog parama etavad iti nishchita. So the first thing is, if you have too much of material desires, what will be there? There will be Cintā. Cintā has two aspects. Prabhupada is explaining both in the word meaning. That is fears and anxieties. If you are in Rajogun, you will have Cintā. But if you are in Satogun, what you will do? You will do Chintan, contemplation. Contemplation is not possible in Rajogun. What to say of Tamogun? You understand what is contemplation? One who has to write. We say that, please write. One moment. I'll have to take this call. हाँ दे दो. वो अमृत गौर प्रभु हैं, उनको दे दीजिए 5 कार्टन. ये बेस वाले हैं. हाँ ब्रह्मचारी हैं लाल कपड़े में. ठीक है, धन्यवाद. Yesterday I got 70 cartons of sponsored Bhagavad Gita from IFRF. Ravindra Prabhu had kept it. All of it is finished. Pranam, you are hearing? There is one devotee, Amrit Gaur Prabhu, very young devotee, but he has such intense desire to preach, my goodness. Such a big source of inspiration for all of us. Very young. Every day he goes to the colleges and he distributes Bhagavad Gita. This Silver Jubilee function, in one day he registered 1,500 students. Just one day. We had opened for a few hours to increase the numbers from 6,000 to 8,000. Single-handedly, he did 1,500 registration. He wanted to do more. And such is his intense desire. And all the colleges around our temple, which were never giving any response. For so many years, devotees tried, but they tried little. Once or twice they went, they didn't find response. They came back, they went somewhere else. But this devotee, he never left. He has made up his mind that every day he will go. Every day he will go and distribute books. And Krishna is reciprocating like anything. So many boys and girls also. He is bringing them to temple for darshan, for seeing the museum and performing in kirtan. So he's always thinking of how to increase the reaching. But if they see the demoniac, their hearts are filled with fears. Their minds are filled with desires, kamam, and their hridaya is filled with fears. Chintam aparimeyam cha. Aparimeyam. Where did we use the word aparimeyam? Anyone remembers? Aprameya. You know what is prameya and aprameya? Don't remember? Yes. Boli.
Prabhuji, this Prema means it is immeasurable. What I remember from.
But where it was used? We are discussing Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, Prabhuji, immeasurable.
Yeah. So where was it used? For Atma. Krishna was explaining the qualities of Atma. He was explaining that it is aprameya. It is avinashi tu tatvidhi. Yenam idam sunam. Aprameya. In the second chapter, Krishna was explaining this. That it is immeasurable. Anashino aprameyasya antamanta ime deha nityasya ukta sharirina. Anashino aprameyasya tasmat yudhya swabharata. It is immeasurable. Okay. So, because they do not have any conception of soul, their conception is in the 18th verse. It was in the 18th verse. You should become sharp. If you are really a sincere student, you should become sharp to pick up what has already been explained. Yeah. See, aprameya, immeasurable. Here. Aprameyasya, immeasurable. So that is the quality of the soul. By any material means, one cannot measure the soul. Why? Because it is so infinitesimal. It is so minute. But here in the demoniac, you can close the screen, Prabhu. They have their anxieties, their fears, their insecurity of the heart is immeasurable. So much fear and anxiety they have. Until when? This is very interesting. Pralayantam upashrita. Pralay. Pralay means the destruction, not the devastation of the entire cosmic manifestation, till the time of the destruction of the body. That means till the last breath of their life. They will live in anxieties and fear, and they will die. So we should never see, this is not a good quality. We should have anxiety or fear if we are not following the devotional path. But for material success, actually material success, matter has no success. Matter is already dead. But for material aspirations or for material gains, we should never ever become anxious or insecure or fearful. It is a demoniac propensity. Why it is so? Kama upabhoga paramaha. Because the foundation of it is kama and upabhoga. Kama means lust and upabhoga means enjoyment. Prabhupada says yes, sense gratification. So such people, they are crazy, they are mad. Etavad iti nishita. So this is certain. Krishna is saying this rule or this principle can never ever change. So we can evaluate individually. Why we have anxieties in life? Why we have fear? Why? Because the tendency of kam upabhoga parama still prevails. Otherwise, for a devotee in his life, he should always be free from anxiety and fear. This material world is Kuntha. Kuntha means where there are so many anxieties. And the spiritual world is called Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means without any anxiety, without fear. So as we have shelter of Krishna, and when we will have shelter of Krishna, when the aspiration will change from sense gratification or sense enjoyment to selfless service. To that proportion, one can be free from this stress. This today's world, this entire DNA world, it is under huge stress. Everyone is stressed, right from a child who's 5 to 7 year old till an old man. There is immense stress, immeasurable stress. Why? Krishna is giving the analysis. Kam upabhoga. That there is calm and desire to enjoy. We will see in the fifth chapter, Krishna has already given that principle. That yehi samsparsaja bhoga dukh yone hi evate. So these are the dukh yoni. What are the dukh yoni? It is asurik yoni. It is demoniac mentality. Demoniac mentality means they have so much desires to enjoy. They believe, let us see the translation. They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. That is there in the last verse also. Kamam ashrita dushpuram. And here it is Kama upabhoga parama. So both were until the end of their life, their anxiety is immeasurable. Devotee means he is free from anxiety. He has anxiety to serve Krishna, but own maintenance or for his own necessities, he has no anxiety. Why? Because he is dependent on Krishna. Avasya rakhive Krishna Vishwas Palana. That is the principle of one who is practicing the path of pure devotional service. That Krishna will surely protect me and provide me what is required. Bound by network of hundreds and thousands of desires. You see the next verse? So what happens with so much of aspirations and desires in their heart, in their mind filled with desires, in their hearts filled with fear? They are Asha Pasha Shater Badha. See the next verse, the 12th verse. Kama Krodha Parayana. Because they have so much aspirations to enjoy through the body, they are Pasha. Pasha, you understand? Pash means they are tied or they are captured. How? By hopes. Hum honge kamyab, hum honge kamyab. This is what? This is Pash. Srimad Bhagavatam says that they will again and again repeatedly do what they have done in their past life. It is called chewing the chewed. Puna puna charvita charvananam. What they have done in the past life? Ahar nidra bhayamuthun. Eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Any species of life and every species of life, this fourth thing is already there. So they are entangled or they are caught. Asha pasha. And shater. Shater means hundreds. They have hundreds and thousands of desires to enjoy. And through their desires, they are entangled in that. Why? Because they are kama and krodha parayana. So they will always be infatuated by lust. And when the lust is not fulfilled, there is frustration, they will show anger. Ihate kama bhogartham. Why? Because the underlying propensity is kama bhoga, is to enjoy. Anyena artha sanchayan. So artha means money. And how they will accumulate money? By illegal means. Bound by networks of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Let us see Prabhupada's purport. The demoniac accept the enjoyment of the senses is the ultimate goal of life. And this concept they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death. And they do not believe that one takes on different types of body according to one's karma or activities in this world. I remember one story I heard from my spiritual teacher, that how they are actually, please try to understand, these demonic people, they cannot enjoy. They are in illusion. Entire life is spent in illusion, in trying, in attempting to enjoy. And because they have so many desires and aspirations, they are asha pash. In hope of enjoying, they are suffering. Until the last breath of their life, it continues. So once Birbal was questioned by Akbar. Akbar was very intelligent. Akbar used to hear the Indian scriptures. So Krishna spoke in the 3rd chapter that the greatest enemy of the living entity lust. Which verse is that? 3rd chapter. Which verse? Clear? Come on. We discussed 3rd chapter in detail. Many verses Krishna is speaking. So Akbar said, I don't believe this. He said that as the age passes, as one becomes old, his senses becomes frail. So how can he be having lust even to the last breath of his life? So Birbal told him, okay, I will prove it to you. When I will find a suitable person, I will call you, I will request you, so you kindly come with me. So after a few days, Birbal sent an alert, an alarm that to Akbar that just come with me. And while you are coming, bring your young daughter also. And they all went to an old man's house, Muslim, one of the ministers of Akbar, who was almost on the verge of dying. He had become old, invalid, and he was about to leave his body. And when they reached his house, he was in such a situation that he could hardly speak or he would hardly open his eyes. He was so weak, he was so fragile. But as he was told that the king has come, he did not respond. He kept his eyes closed. Then they said, Birbal has come. Still did not open his eyes. And then he was told that the princess has also come. And as he heard that, he opened his eyes. So Birbal said, here you are. So this is very most greatest enemy of living entity is lust. And it is never satiable. So those who are demoniac, to the extent one is demoniac, he is infatuated by lust to that extent. Example is Ravan. As we practice the process of Krishna consciousness, how can we know we are progressing? Two very strong barometer. How much the lust is reducing, how much the desire to enjoy the opposite sex is coming down. And second, how much our envy or our intolerance toward others is reducing. You see how it begins? Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, and Matsarya. The outermost covering is lust. And the subtlemost covering is envy. And it is there till the end. And as the soul transmigrates from one body to another body, the 6 vices or 6 wives, 6 wives, they never leave the soul. They transmigrate in this journey of transmigration because it is there where? It is in the mind, it is in the intelligence. So the soul is transmitted from one body to another, accompanied by these 6 wives or 6 vices. So Krishna is saying that they do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one takes on different types of body. I'm reading the purport, 3rd line. According to one's karma or activities in this world, their plans for life are never finished. They keep on, this is Asha Pash, planning. They are always in dream world. And they go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished. They are finished. Their lifespan is finished. But the aspirations, the desires are never finished. We have personal experience of a person of such demoniac mentality who even at the point of death was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plans were not yet complete. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong life even for a moment. When the notice is there, there is no consideration of a man's desire. The laws of nature do not allow a second beyond what one is destined to enjoy. So that D-Day is there for every one of us. And one who is awake, one who is advanced, he should prepare that in what consciousness he will live this body. Divine consciousness, he will remember Krishna. Demonic consciousness, he will think of his unfulfilled desires. The demonic person who has no faith in God or the super soul within himself perform all kinds of sinful activity. There's another impact of demonic people. If we have sinful desire, it will lead to sinful action. Because the bijam is there now. The bij is there, the seed is there. The seed is of sin. So what will be the fruit or the action? It will be sin, sinful action. So they will perform all kinds of sinful activities simply for sense gratification. He does not know that there is a witness sitting within his heart. The super soul is observing the activities of the individual soul. As it is stated in the Upanishads, Which verse is this? Very beautiful verse. Two birds sitting in one tree. One is acting and enjoying or suffering the fruits of the branches, and the other is witnessing. We did this verse also. One of my favorite verse. Anyone remembers this verse? It is quoted in the second chapter. Prabhupada quotes it while explaining the soul for soul. Samane vikshe purusha nimagna anishiya shochati muhyamanaya. This is second chapter, 22nd verse. In that Prabhupada is quoting. Jushtam yada pashyati anyam ishvara. 22nd verse. Vasanti jinani yatha vihaya. In that Prabhupada quotes. 22nd. Here attentively. 22nd I said. Where is the intelligence? The discussion. Yeah, come down. Prabhupada quotes in the purport. Come down. Come down. Yeah, here it is. Samana vrikshe purusha nimagno anishiya shochati muhyamanaya jushtam yada pashyati anyamisha asya mahimanam iti vita shoka. So samana vrikshe means on the same branch, in the same heart. There is both the individual soul and also the super soul. Although the two birds are on the same tree, and the soul, which is the Jivatma, what is it doing? It is enjoying. It is engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruit. Shochati. Shochati means he is always in anxiety. And muhyamanaya. Muhyamanaya means illusion. Why? Because the illusion is coming because he is thinking he can be the enjoyer. And he is so much engrossed in eating the fruits. He is always thinking that the fruits of the trees are there for his enjoyment. And because he is not able to enjoy, he is always shochati. He is in anxiety. The demonic people, as soon as they will see a new car, a new model, immediately the desire will be here. I must have it. Any new model, any new thing which has come up, what is their aspiration? To possess it. Why? Because they are thinking through that matter, they can enjoy, they can gratify their sense. So to the extent this enjoying tendency will be there, to that extent anxiety will be there in the heart. Fear will be there. Moroseness will be there. So here, this verse says, Jushtam yada pashyati anyam ishvam. So this demonic will never accept that there is anyam isham. Anyam means that I am not the Lord. The Lord is someone else. The Lord is the Supreme. And that Supreme is Lord Shri Krishna. So if one can come to this understanding, but if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend, the Lord, and knows his glories. Asya mahimanam iti vita shoka. Immediately, at once, this suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. And Prabhupada is saying, Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna and is understanding Bhagavad Gita from him. And thus, hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be free from lamentation. How to do that? This is the practical aspect. How many are hearing? Only 7 to 9 out of group of 250. Close it. Why? Because they don't want to be free from anxiety, fear, lamentation, moroseness. They want to continue. Why? Asha pash, shater bad. They are bound. Pash, you understand? Pash. Karma pash. They cannot be untied. Just hear Bhagavad Gita. Turn your face towards Krishna and hear Bhagavad Gita. But one who is demoniac has no knowledge of Vedic scripture. Thus, see the concluding para of the 12th verse. Nor has he any faith. Therefore, he feels free to do anything for sense enjoyment, regardless of the consequences. So he will suffer, continue to suffer till the time he exists. And even there is more suffering after this body is over. So what is this thought process? So we hear that this was his attitude. What was his attitude and approach? It's sense gratification. That is the goal of life. And what is the engagement and thought process? It is explained in 13 to 15. With a big verse. Let us see how much we are able to discuss. In 13th verse, Krishna says, Idam madhya maya labdham imam prapya se manoratham idam asitidam apeme bhavishyanti punardhanam. So the demonic person thinks, Idam adya maya labdham. So much wealth do I have today. Imam prapya se manoratham. But he has desire to have more. Manorath. Ratha means the chariot. And Manorath means he is seated on the chariot of his mind. So everyone who is in this Kali Yuga, they are on the chariot of their mind. The mind is driving them. So he is thinking, I will gain more according to my schemes. So he's always having plans, he's always having schemes, how we can increase. Imam prapya se manoratham. And then idam ashtidam api me. I will gain more according to my skills. So much is mine now. And bhavish punardhanam. And it will increase in the future more and more. Some people, they have their, okay, yes, good. This is the chariot of mind. So they are always thinking. We have heard from Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying, if one is contemplating of earning money all the time, then what is he doing? He is misusing his thought process. Which verse was there and where we discussed this? One of you presented it also. Anyone remembers? Yeah, Prabhupada spoke that always thinking of making money or to earn money is the misuse of thought process. Forgot. It did not strike in our heart. It is not there in the memory. Gulamani, don't remember where it was. So many times I have discussed that.
Prabhuji, it is in the 10th chapter. 10th chapter.
Yes. 10th chapter, 4th and 5th verse. 4 to 6 verse. So the demoniac, see, what is their attitude? They are thinking they have the resources to enjoy, and in future it will increase. Asau maya hata shatrur. And whoever is my enemy, I will hata. I will kill him. Hanisya chaparam api. I shall certainly kill him. Why? Because Ishwaroham aham bhogi. The demoniac, this is their attitude, that they are God, Ishvara. Ishwar also means enjoyer, that they are controller, they are proprietor, they are enjoyer. Because I am Ishvara, I am the proprietor, I am the controller, aham bhogi. I am entitled to enjoy. And Siddhoham, Balvan Sukhi. That I am perfect. Siddho is perfect. And I have so much of strength. And on the basis of my strength and my resources, I can be Sukhi. I can be happy. He is my enemy and I have killed him. And my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. Adya Adhyabhinavasmi ko anyo asti sadrasho maya yakshe dashyami modishya iti ajnana vimohita. 15th verse. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. Na anyo asti sadrisho maya. When both the Kauravas and the Pandavas were being taught by Dronacharya, Dronacharya gave a test. He called the eldest of the Pandavas, Yudhishthir, and he also called Duryodhana, who were the eldest of the Kauravas. And he said to Yudhishthir that go and find someone whom you think is less than you. In terms of character, in terms of qualities, in terms of abilities. And as soon as you find the person, you bring him to me. And he told Duryodhana, you also go. You go and find someone who is better than you. In terms of qualities, in terms of skills, in terms of behavior. The same criteria was same. And after few days, both of them came back. Both were empty-handed. They did not bring anyone. So Dronacharya was surprised. How is it so? He first asked Yudhishthir that I told you to find someone who is less than you. In the entire kingdom, you could not find anyone. Yudhishthir Maharaj folded his hand and said, yes, Gurudev. Wherever I went, whomever I met, I could see that he had one quality which I did not have. So I did not find anyone who is less than me. So I am sorry to come back. I could not bring anyone because everyone else is better than me. Then he turned towards Duryodhana. He said, what about you? He said, Gurudev, I could not find anyone who had the quality which I have better than me. I found everyone in, less than me. This is here. Ko anyo asti sadrisho maya. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. And then he says, I shall perform sacrifice. I shall give some charity and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So demoniac means he will always be in illusion. He will never ever be able to come to reality. Then what is the purpose of human life? What is human life all about? And the greatest symptom is that they will never hear scriptures. They will be busy. They are always busy in some other engagement. Anek chitta vibhranta mohajala, 16th verse. Mohajala samanvrita prasakta kam bhogeshu patanti narke asucho. So anek chitta vibhranta, because there are so many desires, and each desire pierces the heart into so many pieces. They cannot find peace of mind, but their mind is always in pieces. Anek chitta vibhranta. Why? Moha jala samanvrita. They are in the jal. Jal means trap of moha, of illusion. What is caught in the mohajal is their consciousness, is their thinking, willing, and feeling. Why? Prasakta kama bhogeshu. Asakta means attached, and prasakta means one who has completely entered. How? Through their mind, intelligence, and false ego. Patante narake ashucho. And what is their destination? So Krishna is giving what is their destination, where they will go after death. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. This is their destination. Throughout their life, their hearts will be filled with fear and anxieties. And after this body is over, their destination is hellish planets to suffer. So there are anek chitta vibhranta. They are always in delusion, vibhranta. They will never come to the right path. Why? Because they are so much deviated, they are so much distracted, they are so much degraded. Even if the right path is shown, they will not accept. The Prabhupada says in the purport, the demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. This is one of the foremost. Everyone today, what education he is taking, which education he is inclined to take, where he can have more money, maximum money. That is unlimited. He thinks only of how much assessment he has now and schemes to engage that stock of wealth further and further. And you see, the system of stock market and all this shares, what is it? This is all a result of this demonic propensity to accumulate wealth more and more without making any hard work, without taking long time. People want instant result and without any labor. So all this scheme to engage that stock of wealth further and further. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful ways, and so deals in the black market for illegal gratification. He thinks, okay, for he is enamored by the possessions he has already, such as land, family, house, and bank balance. And he is always planning to improve them. Deha apatya kalatra adishu. Deha means the body. Apatya means the wife. Children. Apatya means the children. And kalatra adishu means the wife and the possessions. What he thinks? These are my soldiers. They are my safety guards. Atma sanyashu asatsu api. Why? Tesham pramatta nidhinam. Again, same thing. Prasakta. There it is pramatta. Pramatta means mad, crazy, obsessed. Pashyam apina pashyat. Such a person cannot see the reality. Although he has eyes, he has the ability to see, but he's blinded. How is he blinded? By all this dehapatya kalatradishu. He is enamored. Enamored means his vision is covered. He cannot see. Pashyam apina pashyat. By the possessions as land, family, house, and bank balance, and is always planning to improve them. He believes in his own strength, and he does not know whatever he is gaining is due to his past good deeds. He is given an opportunity to accumulate such things, but he has no conception of past causes. He simply thinks that all his mass of wealth is due to his own endeavor. A demonic person believes in the strength of his personal worth, not in the law of karma. Very important. Law of karma means that what we have done in the past, the result will come. Both favorable and unfavorable. We should not be very much affected by it. Even if the gain comes, we should not feel very elated. And if there is any adversity, if there is any suffering or any disturbance, we should not get so much disheartened. Why? Because it is the result of what we have done in the past. Can we rewrite what we have done in the past? Can we change that? Does anybody have the ability to do that? So what he has to do? He has to just tolerate and let it go. According to the law of karma, a man takes his birth in a high family or becomes rich or very well educated or very beautiful because of good work in the past. The demoniac think that all these things are accidental and due to the strength of one's personality. So another aspect of the demonic person is that he does not have dependence on the Supreme or to the representatives of the Supreme. He is always independent minded. He is always thinking about himself. The center is self. And what is the self? It is illusion, the body. And he has belief not in the law of karma. He has belief in his own ability, in his own skill, knowledge, or experience. They do not sense any arrangement behind all the varieties of people, beauty, and education. Anyone who comes into competition is his enemy. There are many demonic people, and each is enemy to the others. So there are two things, as I said, demonic. First level is lust, and the final, the most subtle level is the envy. It is kama and isya. Then in between there are four more. Krodha, Lobha, Mad, and Matsarya. Matsarya is, of course, envy. The enmity becomes more and more deep between persons, then between families, between societies, and at last between nations. Therefore, there is a constant strife, war, and enmity all over the world. When Prabhupada wrote this purport, 1960s, and you see today's world. The war between Russia and Ukraine is still happening. War between Iran and Iraq. So many wars have happened after it. What is the reason? Is envy. India and Pakistan. Why? Because the other cannot accept, tolerate. Such demonic person thinks that he can live at the sacrifice of all others. Generally, a demonic person thinks of himself as the supreme God. Ishwaro aham, aham bhogi, siddho aham balwan sukhi. And the demonic picture tells his followers, why are you seeking God elsewhere? You are all yourselves God. Very impersonalist. This is another way of demonic mentality. Whatever you like, you can do. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead. These are demoniac preachings. Or even more, they say that I can make you become God. Although a demonic person sees others equally rich and influential, or even more so, he thinks that no one is richer than he and that no one is more influential than he. As far as promotion to the higher planetary system is concerned, he does not believe in performing yajnas or sacrifice. Demons think that they will manufacture their own process of yajna and prepare some machine by which they will be able to reach the higher planet. They will not believe in the process given by the Vedic authorities, Vedic scriptures, by spiritual master. Demons think that they will manufacture their own process of yajna and prepare some machine by which they will be able to reach any higher planet. The best example of such demonic man was Ravana. He offered a program to the people by which he could prepare a staircase so that anyone could reach the heavenly planets without performing sacrifice. Such are the such as prescribed in the Vedas. Similarly, in the present age, such demoniac men are striving to reach the higher planetary systems by mechanical arrangements. Prabhupada is really chastising the scientists also. They're same, there's no difference. These are examples of bewilderment. The result is that without their knowledge, they are gliding towards hell. Here, the Sanskrit word is mohajal. It's very significant. Jal means net, like fish caught in a fit, and they have no way to come out. And moha means illusion. So they cannot be free from illusion. Their entire life, their existence is an illusion. We'll take the next verse. Atmasambhavita stabdha dhanamana madanvita yajante nam yagnaste dambhena vidhipurvaka. Atmasambhavita means they are overconfident or they are self-complacent. And stabda means, which means another of arrogance or impudence. And dhanaman, what is the complacency and what is the impudence about? Dhana and mana. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige. So what they do? They also perform some yajnas. They sometimes proudly perform yajnas in name only and without following the rules and regulations. Dambhena means out of pride. Avidhipurvakam. Vidhipurvak is by following the rules and regulations. One who is not following the rules and regulations, it is avidhipurvakam. Thinking themselves all in all, not caring for any authority or scripture. The demonic sometimes perform so-called religious or sacrificial rites. And since they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. So they cannot be submissive. Submission is not possible. Immediately what they will do, they will oppose, they will rebel, they will challenge. Since they do not believe in authority, they are very impudent. This is due to illusion caused by accumulating some wealth and false prestige. Sometimes such demons take up the role of preacher. Prabhupada is cautioning. Mislead the people and become known as religious reformers or an incarnation of God. They make a show of performing sacrifice, or they worship the demigods or manufacture their own God. Common men advertise them as God and worship them. And by the foolish people, by the foolish, they are considered advanced in the principle of religion or in the principles of spiritual knowledge. So Prabhupada, when he went to the West in America, he exposed so many bogus Indian gurus on this platform. They were declaring themselves that they are avatar or they are God themselves. They take the dress of a renounced order of life and engage in all nonsense in that dress. So once when Prabhupada, the second center was introduced in San Francisco. First was opened in New York in 1966. The second in 1967 in San Francisco. Anyone knows who opened that center? San Francisco Center. It was not opened by Prabhupada. Who opened that center in San Francisco? Bolo. Not reading Leela Amrit. It was opened by Mukunda Maharaj and Janaki Mataji. So after they opened the center, 3 persons came, 3 Indians. They came to that center one day. 3 young Indians who were dressed in saffron. 2 of them were dressed in saffron, having long hairs and long beard. And one of them carrying a puppy in his lap. So as they wanted to enter, as they came to know that an Indian Swami disciples have opened an Indian center in San Francisco, they came to see. So as they were trying to enter, one of Prabhupada's followers stopped them that the dog cannot be allowed to enter into the temple. It is asuchi. I'll share something with you. Don't quote it. When Narendra Modi was visiting our temple to inaugurate the outstanding Gita, he wanted to visit Radha Parsarthi temple also. But his security team, they said that wherever Modi has to go, we will have our sniffers go first. You know what is a sniffer, na? The dog who does this smelling everywhere. So when they asked us that we want to take the sniffer in the temple hall, our management did not agree. They said no, because it is against the scriptural rules. It will become impure. We did not allow the sniffers, and Modi security people did not allow Modi to come to the temple. He came here, but he did not take darshan and blessings of Radha Parsarthi. So this 3 Indians who came as saffron dressed, 2 of them were saffron dressed. So they were stopped at the gate. The dog was not allowed to enter. So what are they? They're dressed in sannyasi, but they do not know. Why? Because they do not follow any authority, they do not follow any scriptures. So they make a show of performing sacrifice, or they worship the demigods or manufacture their own god. Common men advertise them as God and worship them, and the foolish they are considered advanced in the principle of religion. They take the dress of a renounced order of life and engage in all nonsense in that dress. And they were smoking also. One of them was smoking. Actually, there are so many restrictions for one who has renounced this world. The demons, however, do not care for such restrictions. There is one very interesting episode where it comes in Chaitanya. When one day Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu, they were going to Shantipur from Navadip. So they had to cross Ganges. And when they crossed Ganges, they went to one sannyasi's ashram. He was in saffron, a sannyasi. And that sannyasi, when he saw these two young boys, Nitai and Chaitanya, so he invited them, gave them profuse blessing, and asked them, do you want Ananda? Will you have Ananda? So first Mahaprabhu did not understand what is Ananda. That Ananda was the drink. What was that drink? That was liquor. So this sannyasi was offering liquor. So Mahaprabhu ran from there and he jumped in Ganges. Because he thought he had become impure by associating with such a person. So Prabhupada is saying, in the dress of renounced order of life, they engage in all nonsense in their dress. And he was keeping his wife also. And she was also dressed in saffron. Husband and wife. That is Grahastha ashram. That is not sannyas. Actually, there are so many restrictions for one who has renounced this world. The demons, however, do not care for such restrictions. They think that whatever path one can create in one's own path, there is no such thing as standard path one has to follow. The word avidhi purvakam meaning a disregard for rules and regulations, especially stressed here. These things are always due to ignorance and illusion. So two prominent things, that they are always in ignorance and they are always in illusion. So whatever they will do, it is self-destructive. Okay, I'll stop here. It is close to 9. Any discussion? I was very inspired to see the invitation of Pradeep Prabhu. Although I did not confirm for the class, but he already gave but don't do that. But he never mentioned my name. So I thought that you are going to discuss today, so I will participate with all of you. But I took away all the time. I kept on speaking. Now you please share from your side. Why Krishna is giving so much detail of the demonic nature and the demonic propensities and attributes? Bolo? Manish will speak through his write-up, but what about others? Pranab Prabhu, why not you write?
I'll write for you.
Important that we remind our mind strongly that which direction are we pursuing? In the garb of divine Is it actually divine or demoniac? Where are we heading? What aspirations are we ushering? Where our mind is engaged? What is the thought process which is coming up from the mind? Okay, I'm stopping if there is nothing to discuss. Thank you very much. Through you, I am also being reminded again how much these propensities are still there in the heart. They have not been changed or reformed. So we need to work on them. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, उपस्थित सभी भक्तवृंद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी, हरि हरि।